Is there any chance that you make a move back?
I don't think so.
For a brief moment, Bridget Fonda was everywhere. Critically respected, commercially reliable, and quietly inevitable. Then she disappeared. Not faded, not sidelined, not replaced. Gone. At the time, the assumption was simple. Hollywood moved on. But that explanation collapses under scrutiny. Because when Bridget Fonda left, the system still wanted her. What changed wasn't demand, it was alignment, and that distinction matters. Public perception framed her exit as passive, as if success simply slipped away. But the real shift happened earlier, when her position in Hollywood stopped offering leverage and started demanding compliance. Fonda was never marketed as spectacle. She wasn't controversy-driven. She wasn't a tabloid engine. Her value was stability. That worked until the industry recalibrated. In the late 1990s, Hollywood's incentives changed. Budgets consolidated, risk tolerance narrowed, and female leads were increasingly sorted into extremes, either brandable icons or disposable roles. Fonda sat uncomfortably in between, too grounded to be sensational, too independent to be easily reshaped. That tension didn't remove her from casting lists, but it changed the terms. By the early 2000s, offers still arrived, but the control didn't. The roles asked for visibility without authorship, exposure without insulation. And that trade-off became structural, not personal. For actors like Fonda, staying visible now required surrendering privacy, predictability, and long-term agency. The question wasn't whether she could continue. It was what continuing would cost. Then came the event most narratives fixated on, the accident. It's often framed as the cause. It wasn't. By the time it happened, the exit logic was already in motion. The accident didn't remove her from Hollywood. It removed the last practical reason to negotiate with it. After that point, the system expected a comeback story. But comebacks assume unfinished business. They assume unresolved ambition. Fonda didn't leave mid-ascent. She left after clarity. She had experienced the full exchange. What fame returned, and what it extracted. And she declined the next cycle. The disappearance felt abrupt because the public narrative lagged behind the private decision. Hollywood didn't push her out, and she didn't wait to be pulled back in. She stepped out at a moment where continuation required compromise, and absence preserved coherence. The common myth is that careers end when momentum dies. But some end when momentum becomes directional, and the direction no longer fits. Bridget Fonda didn't vanish because she was forgotten. She vanished because staying visible stopped meaning staying in control. That's the part the narrative never caught up to. In the next episode, we look at a different kind of turning point. Not a disappearance, not a quiet exit, but a single public moment. And what happens when one event permanently reshapes how someone is seen, not as an artist, as a liability?